PokeProblemsPodcast, episode 276, the Taillow episode.
Wolf Doctor, did you know that Taillow feed upon Wurmple that live in the forest?
Is this the first time we've explicitly heard that one Pokemon normally eats another one?
I feel like this has come up before, but I'm just very excited because I didn't realize Taillow were so savage.
That is horrifying to me. I guess early birds eating worms, that makes some kind of sense, but still.
Don't be that early worm. You'll get eaten by that early bird. Sleepy.
Well, hello.
Greetings.
I am the Wolf Doctor.
And this is Ms. Silver?
And we'd like to welcome you to the Pokeproblems Podcast.
The podcast where we eat all the Wurmple?
Yeah, apparently we're kind of gross like that. It's the podcast where we catch a lot of Pokemon.
They are delicious.
Not eat them, just catch them.
Okay. Don't mind me over here.
Well, Ms. Silver, Pokemon Go always has a lot of things going on at the end of the year, and one of them is the Community Day. They call it Community Day for December, but it's days, multiple days.
I always consider this Community Day makeup because if you've missed out on a Community Day earlier in the year, all these Pokemon are coming back. You can evolve any Pokemon to get its move, especially if you've, removed frustration from any of those shadow Pokemon. This is the time to shine, yeah.
So the official times are from 2 to 5 p.m.
What?
On Saturday, December 21st, and Sunday, December 22nd. But
Wolf Dog, only 3 hours?
No. So they will be appearing from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., those Pokemon.
You're freaking me out here.
But the increased shiny chance is only during that window.
Okay. Well, Wolf Doctor, I'm trying to figure out a good method to mark Pokemon that I need to evolve because I did miss one Community Day this year. I think that's the first time this has ever happened. I'm embarrassed.
Yeah, and the weirdest thing is the Community Day Classic Pokemon.
Ooh.
For the last 10 minutes of each hour from 2 to 5 p.m., they're more likely to appear and be shiny.
The last 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Whoa, we're going to have to be paying attention to everything going on during this weekend. Wow.
It's a lot going on.
And I'm also excited because something you always point out, Wolf Doctor, is we're going to have hatch distance that's in half. So make sure you incubate all those eggs and save all your incubators for this weekend.
We'll talk about that more in our Back to Basics episode, Ms. Silver, too. We're actually, this week, we're going to talk about eggs. I feel like it's a very simple topic that, once again, had many things I forgot about. But I think it's very important, so we'll talk about that later.
There's a lot.
I think you'll be able to get all of the Community Day stickers from past Community Days as well, or past this year's Community Days as well, which is awesome.
And this is good because, especially for the one that I didn't play, I love collecting at least a couple of every sticker just to look at them in my inventory. It makes me feel happy.
We talked about the sticker book, yeah.
I love the stickers.
In addition, there will also be timed research, like free timed research during the event to earn a Rainy Lure module and some Unova stones, which I think you probably need to evolve one of those Pokemon.
Ooh, I have a lot of Unova stones, so hopefully I can use a lot of them next week.
Yes. And there will be Community Day themed timed research that's a separate one in addition to that, where you'll receive encounters with Community Day Pokemon with special backgrounds.
Special backgrounds? Wait. Is there a picture of these backgrounds yet, Wolf Doctor? What do they look like?
I hope they say 2024 on them.
Oh, I hope they have Pokemon celebrating in crazy positions and having all sorts of fiascos going on.
It would be awesome. It sounds like the special backgrounds will display an image related to the event where the Pokemon was caught, but that's pretty much all they've said. It's kind of a...
I have enjoyed all of these added features that have come in the last few years, like fun backgrounds, or let's say you're in a party when you catch a Pokemon. When you look at that Pokemon later, it will actually tell you who was in your party when you caught it. So you can be like, oh yeah, I was hanging out with, the Wolf Doctor and BS Mario or Professor Evergreen.
Yeah, no, I love that feature. I did notice that on the little listing of the Pokemon from some of the ones, like the legendaries I caught during the legendary days when I was in parties. That was great. So it's a big community day celebration, and it is awesome.
Prepare yourselves.
Now, that doesn't just stop there. There's a second part to the Pokemon Go holiday that starts that same Sunday. So Community Day, also the start of part 2 of Pokemon Holiday.
Ooh, it's the best time to give and receive gifts.
Isn't every time a great time, Ms. Silver?
It is.
This also will have paid timed research with all kinds of rewards, including a Wooloo jacket. But we're going to have Wooloo in holiday attire, including the opportunity for shiny Wooloo in holiday attire. And it can be involved into double with holiday attire.
Very nice. Well, I'm excited because we're going to have, I think, isn't there a new shiny that is out or has come out as part of the holiday event, the Sandy Guest?
Right. I mean, holiday event always has lots of good debuts.
And all the cool outfits will be fun.
Yes. There are many different costume Pokemon are returning, but the Wooloo is kind of the special new one.
Ah, all right. Get ready to make your Wooloo jackets at home.
And there will be holiday special research ticket. There's a holiday ultra ticket. There's special boxes being released, gift boxes being released to the store if you want different items. Make sure you check out all the offerings to make sure you're making the most of it.
And I think we've already started this, but what's going on with this 12 days of incense?
This is awesome. The 12 days of incense actually starts on December 25th. So we've got time still, Miss Silver. You haven't missed it yet.
Okay.
Adventure incense, the daily adventure incense will last twice as long. I don't know if that means you're twice as likely to catch a Galarian.
I think we're twice as likely to have a legendary run away from us.
That's right. That's right. But wait, there's more. New Year's, Pokemon New Year's 2025 is what they call it.
My favorite New Year's one was when they had the Slowbro that was evolving, and the year
changed.
On top of the
I loved it.
Changed as it evolved.
I don't know. They haven't said anything about Slowbro. I hope that's coming. But the Jigglypuff wearing a ribbon, the Hoot Hoot wearing the New Year's hat, and the Wurmple wearing the party hat that's going to get eaten by a Taillow are all going to be around for that event. It's just 2 days. It's 3 days, actually. The 30th through January 1st. But we're going to get all those festive costume Pokemon with a high chance of shiny. Plus, raids with a Pikachu wearing a snowflake beanie. Is that new, Miss Silver? I don't think I remember that.
I don't remember. I'm trying to go back in time to see what Pikachu were out last year for the holidays. And I'm seeing lots of Christmas Pikachu in 2023.
From 2019? Is that true?
Ooh.
Is that the last time we've had it? So it's not new, but it's a returning one from long ago.
Chance to get a shiny with this one.
Yep.
And you're talking about clothing. Are these avatar items new? This one with, is that a marsh stomp on a ugly Christmas sweater and then a Staryu?
A Staryu ugly Christmas sweater. This is awesome.
I've never been into the Christmas sweater theme, though. I feel like all of my friends are. So I'm curious if you'll be picking up either of these cute outfits.
New outfits. I don't buy clothing in Pokemon Go, Miss Silver. You know me.
I know, but Wolf Doctor, you have to be the fashionable one. Get one of these fabulous ugly Christmas sweaters.
There will also be timed research, but there's a paid timed research that will get you premium battle passes, lucky eggs, and more of the event Pokemon encounters.
Wow. So we've got a lot going on for the holidays. Are there any more of these Gigantamax and Dynamax raids coming up?
I haven't seen any listed yet, but I'm sure there will be.
I was a bit surprised by the Krabby appearing last week.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out why Krabby.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying I didn't do any Krabby raids, but I was sort of like, is this a special one? Am I missing it?
I know. Do we need this to counter something that's coming up? I don't know what's going on with that. I did very much enjoy Lacrosse and, of course, Toxtricity, but I was just like, Krabby. It seems out of left field. I'm like, where did it come from?
Well, and it's kind of a bummer because there is a Gigantamax Kingler. So now we've got these Krabbies, but not the Kinglers.
So maybe it's preparing us to get ready for the Kingler. That must be it.
If you can handle a Krabby, maybe you can handle a Kringler.
Yes.
I don't know. There's a few other little things going on, though,
A
Ms.
Christmas
Silver.
Kingler.
Yeah. There's a Christmas Kingler in a sweater, an ugly Christmas sweater.
I would love to see that.
There's now a friend raid feature where you can see in your friends list, sort by who's at a raid right now, and they don't have to invite you. You can just jump in. And I have done this a couple of times during weekend events that I knew I wasn't going to be able to make it out to real raids in person.
And do you feel like it worked well?
It worked just fine, no
Okay.
problems.
I haven't tried it yet, but I was like, ooh, this is pretty nice. Because sometimes people are like, if you're doing a raid and you see, 30 friends online, you're like, who should I invite? You don't know who's used all the raid passes for the day or who would be interested, but now you can just literally join your friends and help out.
If you see someone else doing it, just go with them. It'll be fine.
So this is a great new feature. I am very excited and ecstatic about this.
Now, I believe it is only for regular raids. I don't think you can do it for the Dynamax things or Gigantamax things. And, of course, local-only raids you will not be able to join that way.
But still, I mean, sometimes there's a Pokemon, you're like, I need to get raids for this. And,
Yeah.
you got a little time and you see it pop up. Perfect.
It's awesome. And what I found was that if someone you know is out at raids, they might be out for the day raiding, like if it's a raid day, so you're actually in good shape. It becomes easier to deal with. You can follow along with this person. They're going to hit all these legendary raids and I can join remotely.
It's all very good.
So there's a new raid thing going on with McDonald's. Lures, 5-star raids at McDonald's for Mondays, selected Mondays in the next season. So January 20th, February 10th, and March 10th, from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. in your local time, there will be lures and special raids at some participating McDonald's.
So that's what it meant. I got a
Special
how they
gift
have
for
those
McDonald's?
those
Me
sponsored
too.
balloons, and I was like, oh, McDonald's, and they're like, come by for raids with other things. Whoa.
We don't have a ton of details yet about what's going on. One of these dates has already happened in the past,
No.
but January, February, and March will have dates as well.
I miss this already. We could go there and eat all of the French fries.
It's true. You can take your mom.
She does love the French fries as well. They're pretty good.
And Ms. Silver, before we move on to other Pokemon topics, do you have a pick for Pokestop of the week?
Ooh, I'm trying to go through and I'm trying to think about this. I feel like I've received so many cool Pokestops lately. And
Did I send you Blue Shark?
Blue Shark?
Maybe you hadn't opened my gift, so you didn't get one of my Blue Sharks from when I was out on the Cape.
Well, this could be it. Tell me about this Blue Shark, Wolf Doctor.
It was at a very cool cafe. They had a blue shark, a big model blue shark that was like 6 feet long.
I was like, a real blue shark?
Maybe it's a stuffed shark. I don't know. Maybe it's, you can stuff fish. People do that. Put them on the wall. Just a big blue shark over the register. It was awesome.
I do enjoy all sorts of aquatic themed Pokestops, so this sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. We're also going to be having a Back to Basics episode associated with this episode. We mentioned it a little bit earlier about eggs because we're talking about hatch distances, and there's just so much that goes into it. I chose to make eggs and incubators one topic as opposed to two separate topics because we could have.
Will you regret this later, Wolf Doctor?
We'll see, but that will be following up in an episode in the next week or so as well.
Ooh. Well, Wolf Doctor, there's a few other Pokemon games that do exist. I swear.
And there's a lot of synergy between different Pokemon things going on right now. Shiny Rayquaza event in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Tell me about this, Ms. Silver.
I was super excited when this got announced a couple weeks ago, but if you are playing Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, soon you'll have your chance to catch your own shiny Rayquaza starting just before Christmas on Thursday, December 19th. And this raid is going to be going on for a long time, all the way through Sunday, January 5th. So that makes me question how hard this raid is going to be if it's not just a couple days on the weekend.
I think they said it's going to appear in 5-star Terra Raid battles, which makes it sound a lot easier than it used to be.
Yes, that's true. I was worried that this would be like some of the other super powerful raids that were up for a couple weeks, but extremely difficult. But 5-star, this means everyone can get it.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be every day, not just the weekends. It's not just the weekends until January 5th. It's just keeps going. Its Terra type will be Dragon, so I think it's really a special Pokemon because it's the first shiny. They have explicitly shiny Terra type raid Pokemon. I'm trying to say that right, but the first might be one of the first ones that's going to be shiny in a raid, explicitly shiny.
And always the rewards for all of these Terra raids are usually pretty good, so you might just want to do them anyway.
Yep. Have you been playing a lot of Pokemon Unite, Miss Silver?
I have, Wolf Doctor. I did reach Master Ranking in the last season that just happened. So a new season has begun, climbing those ranks again.
I've heard there's always new Unite licenses coming out, but Tinkaton.
Yes, I was quite surprised, but then I was like, oh, it makes sense. Tinkaton is a very popular Pokemon from the newer games. And I don't have the Pokemon yet because it just came out. And usually with the new releases, you might have to spend gems to get them right away, or you can wait a week, and then if you have enough coins built up, you can buy them that way. But from just reading Tinkaton's moves, they seem pretty good. There's a lot of stuns there, and I've seen people doing some crazy things with Tinkaton, so I'm looking forward to trying out the Pokemon for real, hopefully next week.
What role does it play?
Tinkaton is an all-arounder, which means it's just, good at doing everything, but I tend to think of them as kind of defensive and offensive at the same time.
They're more of a melee than a ranged or speedster kind of characters. They're there in the thick of the battle, right?
They're definitely there. Like other all-arounders you might be more familiar with would be like Garchomp, or my favorite all-arounder is definitely Gyarados, hands down.
Gyarados.
It's fun. You can just flap all over the map, splash everywhere. It's great. Getting evolved to the Gyarados is the hard part.
Yeah, seriously.
Magikarp, oof. Yeah.
So I wanted to talk a bit about Pokemon shopping. It might be too late to order Pokemon for your friends to get them in there in time for the holidays, but there are some awesome Pokemon things that appear in the Pokemon Center. Ms. Silver, this is the synergy I was talking about. The first shiny Sitting Cuties plush in the Pokemon Center is shiny Rayquaza.
And Wolf Doctor, I'm glad that you pointed this out because the day it came out, literally a whole bunch of people texted me, sent me messages like, check this out. And I've been trying to resist. I'm not sure how long.
Wait, why would you resist? This is your favorite. This is your Sky High Pokemon is your favorite Pokemon, isn't it?
It is pretty good.
It's up there with Clefairy for you.
I know. I go back and forth.
You fill your cart and get enough for shipping by having both the Rayquaza and that tin sign of the Clefairy in your cart. That way you'll get free shipping.
See, the Wolf Doctor's a bad influence here.
There's also a cool gift set of the Pokemon Cookbook.
I know you're moving on to Cookbook, but I just love the advertisement for the shiny Rayquaza. So bitey. So shiny.
May disappear into the ozone layer.
It's just brilliant.
It's
and
great.
Wonderful.
It's great. But what about this cookbook, Ms. Silver? I think that's cute too.
Ooh. I do have a very soft spot for game-themed cookbooks. I very much love the very short-lived World of Warcraft magazine that had recipes in one issue that I don't think anyone tested out.
They just wrote random things.
Well, some of them they were missing ingredients, lots of missing steps, and trying to work through them, I made every single one of them. Most of them were pretty good if you tried to use a little, thoughts about what was trying to go on, but some of them I don't know what was happening. And I do love the Dragonlance themed cookbook, but what is this Pokemon one? I have not seen it.
It might be new because it also includes an apron, which I thought was cool. So it's like a gift set with the book and an apron.
Whoa.
And they don't have a lot of pictures of this. So I'm like, where's the picture
I know. I was
of
like,
the
what
apron?
food and what other things?
It says there are 45 plus recipes and designed for all different skill levels. Includes an apron. I wish they had a picture of the apron.
I'm curious if these recipes are cooking things that are themed in the Pokemon universe or themed to be made of Pokemon.
You mean a Wurmple salad of some kind for your Taillow?
I mean, I would totally eat that Wurmple salad.
So the book has been around for a while, but it's like the gift set might be newer. I just saw it pop up and I was like, oh, that's a good holiday gift.
Because I've definitely seen a Pokemon cookbook at different, New England comics or Think Eat type things that I've thought about. So
it could be the same Pokemon cookbook. We'll have to see, but this includes an apron, Miss Silver. An apron.
An apron. I love aprons.
You do. You have many, many aprons.
Shh.
Are those all your mom's?
I have a couple that are actually my own.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, according to the description of this, you are creating dishes inspired by Pikachu, Charizard, Umbreon, and more? Does that mean that they're
to taste like those, or what they
taste
eat?
Like them, or food for them?
Okay, I have a question for you. What do you think Pikachus eat?
Well, I mean, you see them eating the kibble on the show and berries, but like, what is their true favorite thing to eat? There must be dishes that overall they like the best, like certain cakes, because I've seen them eating other things in the anime as well. And in the wild, they can't just live off berries. Are the Pikachu, as they're like mice, eating other Pokemon like Wurmple? Or the Wolf Doctor looks terrified by this prospect.
Like, I imagine that Charizard ate small animals. That I imagined in my mind. Like, I imagine Charizard going out there and grabbing little creatures and eating them. But Pikachu? You think Pikachu's a mouse. Mice eat insects and greens and things.
Well, like, so
Wurmples,
or
Wurmples, plant-type Pokemon. Yeah, I don't know.
One of the things I did really enjoy at New York Comic Con was the discussion with the Pokemon professors who also studied things like biology or other things in real life. What do these Pokemon actually really eat? So this is, it's a fun topic to explore.
Yeah. Well, now you need to get this cookbook, Miss Silver.
I know. It'd be fun to try and make all the different recipes from it.
I think you should. I actually think this is a great idea.
It could be good.
All right, speaking of holiday gifts.
Ooh.
The My Nintendo stuff includes festive Nintendo icons now.
I have enjoyed this. There have been a lot of really cute ones in there. You can see a preview of some of these on Nintendo's websites. Or, of course, go into your Switch and check it out. And there have been some Pokemon icons that I think they added a couple new ones as well for Scarlet and Violet.
Oh, they've had a lot of different cool ones lately. I almost got some of the Scarlet and Violet ones because they were cute. But they have tons of holiday-themed ones that are adorable right now.
I love the new holiday ones. I was trying not to buy
all of them.
Spend all of my coins.
Hey, that's what platinum points are for, Ms. Silver.
That's true. But I mean, look at that. The chain chomp. That's an ornament. Like,
I know. That one's so cute.
I want that in real life.
Yeah. One that made me laugh was it's a coin block, but it has snow on the top because it's a holiday coin block.
Yes. That one. And also, like, they have the fire flower of snow on top and another power up, the red shell.
Yeah. No,
well, I guess I don't know if that's a power up, but
that's true. That could just be a turtle waiting for you, Miss Silver.
It could be.
But if you're into making new icons, now is the time to have a good time with that. While I love icons, I still don't love that you can't mix and match everything. That's my biggest problem with icons. Otherwise, I'd probably spend all my coins on them.
And Wolf Doctor, did you see all the new My Nintendo rewards?
Oh my gosh, they have so many available now. I feel like it used to be tough. Like, you used to not be able to get some of these prizes. Like, they'd be out of stock and there'd only be 3 or 4 things left. Now there's a ton.
There's a Super Mario Villains ornament. I'm kind of tempted by that. We always need more villain representation. There's that Chain Chomp.
Wait, can you actually? Is it on the ornament? I was saying if it's the actual Chain Chomp ornament. Oh no, but it's still really cute.
It's still cool. It's a mashup ornament that has Bowser in the center and then a whole bunch of the other villains surrounding him, like Chain Chomp Boo, of course.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Hammer Brothers, Goomba, and it just looks like it might be a cute ornament for the tree. And I'm like,
if you're an Animal Crossing fan, the New Horizons leaf bandana is back in stock too, which I bought the first time around. They have a lot of stuff here, and they've been keeping things in stock much longer.
Yes, which I very much appreciate because I need to save up those platinum points.
That's right. These rewards, you have to worry about shipping and stuff too. But if you're buying a game from Nintendo directly, because it's especially during the time of year when things are not on sale specifically, you could just buy them directly from Nintendo, add these things to your cart too, get lots of sweet keychains, posters, stickers, hand towels, things like that.
They've had some, look at the cool Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom bag.
Yeah.
Or I do love the Nintendo World Championships NES hat. I did pick that up.
And if you're obsessed with little zippered pouches like me, they have a million of them. Plus, they also have postcards, which I feel like there's probably no way to buy these equivalent postcards, but they have game box style postcards. Super Mario Land and the 6 Golden Coins, which is featured. They have it as a postcard, and it's been featured on the Switch Online games lately. I'm like, oh, I need to play that. It's been years. I loved that game.
A quick note, I was happy that they did add in the NES version of Tetris on the Nintendo Switch Online subscription.
Oh, I saw that.
As well.
They just announced that. That's a big deal too.
And a lot of different Tetris games, so pretty cool.
All right, Ms. Silver. I think that's all of the upcoming news we wanted to talk about.
Ooh.
But we did also, you went to PAX Unplugged and you had a very good time.
I had an excellent time. Professor Evergreen and I rolled on down there, and Rapak also joined us.
So tell us where and when it was, Ms. Silver. Let's get into that too. Include where,
when, and what was PAX Unplugged. Well, PAX Unplugged just occurred December 6th through 8th, all the way down in Philadelphia at the Convention Center right there, right across the street from Reading Terminal, which, if you like food, it's a place to go to buy and eat everything.
It's not the railroad monopoly?
I always think of it. I don't know if this is where Monopoly came from, like this is the Reading Terminal, that's the Reading Railroad, but that's what I like to think.
Okay.
But PAX Unplugged, unlike PAX East, West, or Australia, it is all about the tabletop games. So there's board games, card games, RPGs, though we did play a few video games when we were there.
Ms. Silver, you're not supposed to do that. You're breaking the rules.
And it's always a good time from the couple times I've attended. And I was super happy to run into Sean Mario down there. I think you would have loved his costume for the weekend, as he was dressed up as Merlin.
Oh, yeah. Holiday Merlin?
Yes.
Yes, I love it.
And we did do a lot of hanging out by the Lorcana booth, where I think the most people recognize, like, oh, you're dressed up as Merlin at the end of Sword in the Stone. He did get some people asking if he was dressed up as Master Roshi. But we had an excellent, excellent time. But before I get too into PAX Unplugged, I just want to do a throwback to PAX East. I just found an article there were a couple students who came to the Pokemon cosplay meetup from Northeastern here in Boston. And I remember meeting them, and I was like, oh, they did put out this cool article. They have some great pictures from the Pokemon cosplay meetup. And it was just so fun to see.
Oh, that's cool. So that was months ago.
Yeah. And since we were running a Pokemon cosplay meetup at PAX Unplugged, that's why I was super excited to find this about one of our other Pokemon cosplay meetups.
That's so cool, Ms. Silver.
And I think you would have, of course, enjoyed the Pokemon cosplay meetup that we had at PAX Unplugged. And thanks to Leah from PAX for making sure to sneak us into the schedule.
Fitting you in. Very important.
But we had a lot of great people show up. Some people who came through last year. I think probably the most popular, of course, was the person who's dressed up as the Florigato.
Oh, yeah.
The middle child.
But that's a great costume.
Yes, and they also made, new for this year, a beautiful berry, which I'm not sure if you can see in any of the pictures, but it was so soft and delightful. I wanted to steal the berry and try and chew on it, though that's probably not a good
thievery,
idea.
berry thievery.
And we had a great photographer showed up who took some amazing pictures. And you can see a lot of those on Instagram or on any of his links.
We've got a link tree there so we can.
Yeah. So thank you so much to, I'm not sure how to say your cosplay name correctly, but Taillow.
Oh, no idea.
But
still cool, though.
He did a great job. I think one of my favorite cosplays was there was a lady who showed up as Lily, and I feel like everything about her costume was spot on, from her hat to her dress, and it was just, she even had a cute little bag where if you watch the anime, Lily's always trying to keep, poor little Nebby, aka Cosmog, in the bag, and it does not want to stay in there.
It does not.
She needs to have someone, like a small child, dress up as a Cosmog.
Just run around as Cosmog.
And run around, which would make me so happy.
That'd be so great. I thought you were going to say one of your favorite cosplays is you saw a leopard. You're not the only leopard you know anymore.
Okay. Well, the leopard did not come to the Pokemon cosplay meetup, but I did run into them randomly at the show, and I was far too excited because there was a cosplayer who has a very elaborate, very soft, furry costume for leopard that I've been following them online, and I never saw it in person. And there they were.
Which is awesome.
But there was a lot of cool Pokemon things at the con that I did not expect.
Okay, you sent me a video of this incredible, cool game, like real life game someone set up.
Yes, there were some people who came down from Canada, Katzer's Creations, and she and her crew. So I've never played this game, or maybe I have and I don't remember. I did not own Pokemon Stadium growing up, so I've only played it casually at conventions, but she recreated a game from Pokemon Stadium called Ekans Hoop Hurl, where you throw Ekans at Digletts and try and encapsulate them. And she created billions of giant Ekans. There was even one shiny one. And you could toss them at the Diglett, and it was a 2-player game where you play against each other to see who can capture the most of them. And this was one of the first things I saw when we went to PAX Unplugged, and this was the best way to kick it off. And I really hope that they come down for PAX East, because they had other things that were created as well, like Magnemites and so many amazing things.
So many different.
It was the best setup ever.
Yeah, it looks like this creator does. It's crochet. It's like, imagine amigurumi, like the little tiny crochet animals in Pokemon that people do, but the size of real life Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like the giant version of that. It is awesome. We'll put a link to some of the photos and stuff, because it's a cool, what a fun thing to be doing, to just have a moment of whimsy like that, to throw in Ekans and have a good time.
And now I'm wondering how big is an Ekans in real life? They're supposed to be 6'7", curled up. So these might have been life size.
Close to life size.
And in my imaginary world, I would love a theme park where we have all sorts of fun games like this.
All the Pokemon themed games.
All the Pokemon themed games. So I'm hoping, it sounds like they want to create and do more, and hopefully we'll see them again.
It was cool.
You would love it.
Now, it was Pokemon Go Lapras Gigantamax Day while you were there as well, Miss Silver, wasn't it?
I did say that we played some plugged-in games.
Pokemon Go hardly counts, Miss Silver.
It hardly counts. It's on your phone, That's
it's barely. Thank you for catching me an extra one, because I did not have any luck that day. I didn't find any groups going, and I probably should have gone out, but
Well, I do have to give a shout out and a thank to Phantom Plebe.
Phantom Plebe.
That's a great name.
It's a good name.
On Reddit, because he posted like, hey guys, we're trying to organize for this raid day. Go to this campfire link. And now that I have a phone that's not 1,000 years old, Campfire seems to work. And we had a huge group that showed up, and I know there was another couple groups that met up outside the convention center for Lapras Day. So it was a huge success. Other than, like Gengar Day, the first Pokemon that popped up for me to catch had the best CP and ran away. Why?
No.
But
All right, Miss
they
Silver.
were all fun.
Did you actually buy and try any games you want to mention?
Ooh. So I did play a lot of games. Some I'll just mention briefly, but some I'll talk about a little bit more. There was a game that I didn't buy, but Professor Evergreen picked up called Catastrophe that I think if you like cats or, you know, fun party games, it's something to check out. In this game, you play as a cat and you're trying to basically take away all the lives of your other cat friends. And on your turn, it's a little unusual for a board game. You play as many cards as possible, making billions of attacks on the other people. So at first we're a bit like, how's this going to work out? It's almost like a flurry of attacks. And there's also the Grim Reaper that's climbing up the map in case you've run out of too many lives to take you out and make you lose the game. But the game itself, the gameplay is very fun. It's fast. It's very easy to pick up. And all of the designs for the characters that you play as or other things like the power cats you can use to power up your moves are great. And some of the cats are based on real-life cats. There was a huge Kickstarter for this game a few years ago. So I don't know if you have a favorite cat from the
There's so many
example
different
cats
ones.
that I handed you.
It's crazy. It's so cool. So you can use all these cats. It's awesome.
Play is one of them.
Wow. So cute. So many different cats.
The artwork for it is great and fun. I don't know. Maybe we'll be able to play it later this week.
I hope so.
I think one of the highlights of my con was not actually at the con, but after the con on the first day, playing this game with my nephew Logan and his wife Vienne, who she destroyed us every single time.
She is a cat lady?
I
thought you were a cat lady. I thought Professor Evergreen was a cat lady.
I know.
Apparently you've been outclassed.
They're mostly dog people. They have, a cat, but I was like, dude, she just trashed us. Apparently she's a master of card games and other sorts of things. So.
Cool. All right. What other games did you get to check out?
One game I think you might like a lot is you should look up Horrified World of Monsters from Ravensburger. Ooh. And there's different versions of this game, some of which have more exciting creatures that I want to look at. And I'm kind of regretting not picking this up now.
Oh, interesting. Universal monsters, Greek monsters.
Yeah. The Greek monsters was the one that caught my eye.
Yeah, you love classic mythology.
And I didn't even know they had the Universal monsters until I looked at it online. You might love that one.
How does this game, is this a board game that you get to play? Or?
So this is a board game. We only got to play a little bit of it because the demo is quite long. But in it, every person has a different character that might have different abilities. And you're going around trying to defeat these monsters. And they all have very unique ways of defeating them. That might be puzzles or just escorting people across the map. And
okay. I
was impressed. The monsters are quite fun and engaging, like Cthulhu is a possible monster, or if you're familiar with Jiangxi, and I really want to check out the Greek one to see all the different monsters they have in there.
Cool. It looks like these games are designed for 1 to 5 players, so there might be some solo challenges, and for ages 10 and up. So it's probably, maybe it's complicated, but not insane.
You have to, be able to read and understand the mechanics, but it's not too bad. And I think this is definitely a game. If you like something like Castle Ravenloft or Lords of Waterdeep from Wizards of the Coast, I feel like this is another game that's similar in style that you might enjoy.
Cool. What other games did you see?
A couple of other games encouraged by my friend Anna, who I think you've met. She encouraged us to check out the First Look area, where they have games that aren't actually out in the States or prominently displayed yet, because maybe they don't have translations for them yet.
Interesting.
And we only played one game up there called Color Cats, and we were doing everything wrong. We realized the first couple times we played that. Because in this area, the games are just set out on the tables.
Oh, so you just get to peek at them. You have no idea how they really play.
Well,
and if it's in German or something, how are you supposed to figure this out?
They did have translated rules,
Okay.
but, we read through them. It's Sunday. We haven't slept. We're trying to understand this. And at first I was like, I'm not sure about this. But then after we played it a couple times, I'm like, oh my God, we're doing everything wrong. And this game, it's from Japan. And if you buy it, I'm not sure how you're supposed to figure out how to play it without these cool translations we had.
Gotcha.
But they had a whole bunch of games set up in the first look area that you could check out, which was really fun.
That's fascinating. Just completely out there. No one demoing it. You just look at
I know. That's if we had someone demoing it to us, I'd be like, we would have gotten it the first time without doing all the rules wrong. But another fun game that I'm tempted to check out the video game version of, there was a card game called Altered that we played the physical game of, and it's kind of complicated, but I love complicated things, and I'm not really sure what more to say about that than if you want a fun, complicated, like it's a 1v1 card game.
like Magic or something.
It's something you should definitely check out because it requires a lot of thought and it's really cool.
Thinking, Miss Silver.
I know. Oh, and speaking of thinking, I haven't played it yet because the lines were too long, but I finally caved and bought the card board game of Slay the Spire.
Oh, that's one of your most played games on the Switch.
Let's not talk about that. But I was like, I must get the game. And they also had fun things like alternate card artwork you could buy and other things. And I'm like, why am I doing this? This is the only thing I really bought at the con.
Miss Silver.
Too expensive. But another far too complicated game, I'm sure, but I will enjoy it.
Okay, Miss Silver. Did you go to any shows while you were there?
We did have a lot of fun checking out some of the performance options. I think you would have enjoyed Jackbox Live.
So like a Jackbox, but with people who were Wait, what? What are we doing here?
So for this, since it's, the unplugged version, there was a lot of drawing on whiteboards.
Cool.
And they were pulling up people from the audience to help choose solutions. And a couple people we talked to before the panel got picked to go up and pick out some of the terrible shirts that were drawn and wonderful, terrible mashups of things. And if you get a chance to, I think there's a video on demand of the Jackbox Live.
Oh, okay.
It was
hilarious.
Hilarious.
It lived up to your hilarity expectations.
It was far beyond anything I could have imagined. It was totally fun.
Pick shirts like they had them drawing on shirts. That would actually make sense.
They weren't like real shirts, but they were fake little tiny shirts, and they would have like themes where they had to draw different terrible, wonderful pictures.
I was imagining, and I think this is something that'd be an amazing feature for one of these shows, is how there's things like Drawful in Jackbox games. You have to draw really weird pictures.
Because this is what it was like, kind of.
Have them do draw them on just plain white T-shirts. Like you put a cardboard insert and you have them draw it with permanent markers, so they're wearable T-shirts.
Oh, so they could take them home.
Yeah, wouldn't that be amazing? Or do it with puffy paints even.
Okay. See, this was almost like that. If only they just had it on a real shirt.
Yeah, why not?
Because people are taking away the little tiny,
as little cute
shirts.
Toys for souvenirs. But imagine a real shirt.
Best souvenir, coolest thing ever, especially with puffy paint, like you're saying. Ooh.
That would be incredible.
Yes, this must be done.
Did they have any musical stuff while you were there?
So for the first time ever, I didn't realize this last year because it was my first time going to Unplugged, but they never had a concert at PAX Unplugged.
Whoa.
And this year they did. So we stopped by and the concert was totally packed. It's good we got there
of course
a little early because they did cut off the line.
Oh, no.
We only stayed for the opening act, they were amazing. Paul and Storm, whoever they are, not what I expected at all. I was picturing like EDM, like electronic music or
Paul and Storm.
Or, based on the name.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It would be like some sort of mini orchestra like at PAX East. But these were two guys who were comedians, and they had a comedic musical act, and they were hilarious. And they did play one song that they mentioned they were sad that it's still relevant to today.
about Game of Thrones and George R.R. Martin and how...
Have never finished.
And I'm like, you wrote this song over 10 years ago, and he still hasn't finished Game of Thrones?
It's
This song hits so hard.
It's true.
I started reading those books before the TV show came out. I was like, he's never going to finish it.
Never.
It's fine.
Never.
But they were a fun act. They had a opening song act about, we're the opening band.
Opening band. It's a good line.
So they were pretty good. I would definitely recommend them at any point in time if you get a chance to see them.
Okay. Well, Ms. Silver, I think that's everything we wanted to talk about this week, besides our Back to Basic episodes, which will be coming up later on the Poke Problems podcast. How should the listeners get in touch with us or find us and listen to this podcast of doom?
I think it might be on the blog at PokeProblemsPodcast.blogspot.com.
That is correct. And that is a great way to keep up with the show. The show, it goes up there. Show notes go up there. It links to all the different stores and feeds that you can subscribe to the show on. You can leave comments for us. There's a web form. Whoa. There's a link to our Facebook. And, our Facebook actually... Facebook rejected one of our posts recently.
What?
I was just surprised by that. They were like, you're trying to sell something. I'm like, no, I don't think so. I guess we do have links to things you can buy.
What sorts of Pokemon are you trying to sell, Wolf Doctor?
Yeah, they were like, you're trying to...
Are you Team Rocket?
I was like, what? First time ever, I think, that they've blocked one of our posts.
That's intriguing.
But also, there's links to the show's Twitter on there.
And Wolf Doctor, I do have to admit, I have abandoned Twitter. I feel bad.
Oh no, we're banning all this stuff.
But I do know that the show does have a Twitter. Isn't it something about unplugged Pokemon, no Rotom allowed cast and crew?
It's Pokemon Cast, and that is a great way to keep up with the show because we do post every time a new show goes up. But wait, Miss Silver, you no longer have a Twitter?
Well, it still exists there. I just no longer post on it. You might have to find similar posts on Blue Sky or Threads.
Okay, listeners, we'll regroup on what our new social medias are. But for now, use the blog at PokeProblemsPodcast.blogspot.com.
It's the best place to go. It has everything.
Well, listeners, thank you for joining us this week on the Poke Problems Podcast.
Thank you for listening.
I am the Wolf Doctor.
And this is Miss Silver.
And we are reminding you to
game on! But Wolf Doctor, what if I don't eat more delicious things from Reading Terminal? Do they make real Pokemon to eat there?
Are you eating wormholes, Miss Silver?
Shh.